Chapter 217, Monoma tries to copy a quirk. He touches Eri, but all he gets is horny. That's not, I didn't mean it like that. Someone please just, I'm begging you, you're all heroes. Keep her safe from the dark side of UA. Hey guys, it's Truth Hero, and welcome back to another My Hero Academia chapter review. Today, we'll be discussing Boku no Hero Academia chapter 217 in the manga, and I love this chapter. Not only was it friggin' hilarious, oh my gosh, Horikoshi with the comedy, but also, it was a lull before the next arc, and we got a chance to relax and anticipate what we might see, and hopefully it's the League of Villains. But besides all this, so much happened in this chapter, let's just dive into the review. I knew that Bakugo would be at least a tad, just a tiny bit pissed that Deku could use two quirks. But hey, at least he gets to beat him up in training and say, maybe if your life's on the line, your second quirk will just appear. And then they just casually discuss it, like, what is this? Tea time with All Might or something? All joking aside, I'm actually really glad that Bakugo did join this conversation with Deku and All Might, because I think Bakugo and Deku should discover the secrets of One for All together. We all know that Deku is going to become the #1 hero, but Bakugo is my choice for second place right behind him, so I think it'd be good if Bakugo helps Deku along this journey. This is especially true when you consider what Bakugo actually said to Deku about using previous users' quirks. Deku notes that this new power could have been unlocked by an outside catalyst, and Bakugo mentions that the ability to use multiple quirks is a lot like All for One, who, we know from previous chapters, is getting a little restless in prison. To be honest, Deku seems a bit rattled and even scared at the end of this conversation. He now knows that he can't control Black Whip or the other quirks that will yet manifest, as well as finding out that his power might be identical to All for One's. And this is a great moment showcasing just how close heroes and villains can actually be. Deku and All for One could be two sides of the same coin just based on what their quirks do. So my question for you is, how is Deku going to be comfortable using his power knowing that it stems from All for One, the most evil man on the face of the earth, and the guy who he's destined to fight in the end? Let me know your thoughts below. Now, the next thing, and this relates to Deku's One for All situation, is Shoto. But before we discuss that, let's take a moment to appreciate Horikoshi's comedy. Now, we have this scene where Class 1A and Class 1B are mingling, and among them there's Kirishima and Tetsu talking about their quirks and their abilities. Tetsu notes that with his quirk, his metal can only get so hard, but with Kirishima on the other hand, well, his quirk allows him to get harder the more he's hit. Thanks, Horikoshi. I never realized Kirishima was a masochist. But on the plus side, to the Kiribaku fandom, that ship will do wonderfully. But the best part by far is Mineta. Look at Mineta. Look at him! Horikoshi got my poor great boy in a straitjacket, tied to a chair, eyes pried open, head plugged in, watching TV like this is some sort of 1984 propaganda brainwashing. I love how Mina's right behind him saying, this is perfect. And it's fair. It's just punishment for him touching her boob during the training exercise. That, and to keep him away from everyone, a little re-education for grape juice. I wonder what he's watching.
You got no respect for women? Don't you dare, ever don't respect women.
I think Horikoshi's comedy is really coming along, and it certainly shined in this chapter. And those aren't the only details. There are other background images that are quite hilarious. This was good that we had this sort of comedic break, because we'll need it for the next arc, which is sure to feature some serious villains. But back to the serious stuff. Shoto, he asked Deku, you have two quirks too? And this was kind of a surprise to me because I actually didn't know that Shoto had two quirks. I always thought he had one that was just split down his body, not fire plus ice, just a very powerful temperature regulating quirk. Shoto feels a bit let down and left out here. Now, Deku wasn't lying, he was being true to his words. He wasn't holding back on Shoto during the sports festival. This really was the first time that his quirk did something or manifested something that made it appear as if he had two quirks. But it's gotta be weird for Shoto. He's been through a lot with Deku, and he clearly knows something is up with One for All, yet he's not on the inside like Bakugo who knows the secrets. But hey, if you're out of the power loop, go get yourself some power. Shoto tells Endeavor that he's ready for the technique called flash fire. What? If you remember back in chapter 202, there's a flashback of Shoto being abused by Endeavor while Endeavor is trying to teach him a special move. Endeavor notes that other people in the family have weak constitutions and Shoto's the only one that can inherit this move. Could flash fire be the move Endeavor is referring to here? Also, brace yourself. This means that Endeavor will have to teach Shoto something, they'll have to be cordial to each other, and that an abuser will get a chance at forgiveness. But for the rest of us, Endeavor Redemption Arc continues. Before the last part of the chapter, which is Monoma copying Eri's quirk, we have this very interesting scene with Aizawa and the rest of the teachers where they're evaluating and preparing to transfer Shinso into the hero course. But President Mike pries Aizawa about Shinso, saying he's like the old Aizawa, and asking if Aizawa is going to do something again. Then he mentions someone named Shirakumo. Given my limited research, Shirakumo, depending on the kanji, can either translate to white cloud or white spider, but this doesn't really help us. Who is Shirakumo? It's obviously a story that Aizawa doesn't want to retell, and to me, in relation to Shinso and how Aizawa has been helping him, it seems like Shirakumo could be a student that Aizawa helped in the past, but then didn't pan out, or worse, maybe even betrayed him. Last but not least, we have Monoma attempting to copy Eri's rewind quirk in order to help her control it better. And I called it, Aizawa even said it, Monoma would be too damaging to Eri-chan's mental health to be left alone, so that's why Mirio and Midoriya come. Horikoshi again with the comedy. But unfortunately, the only thing Monoma learns from Eri's rewind quirk is how to grow a horn. This scene actually ties up a lot of theories for us. We learn Eri's quirk, just like Deku's, is an accumulation quirk. Since Monoma can only copy the base of a quirk and none of the accumulated power, he's unable to do anything with Eri's rewind. It also means he can't use Deku's One for All with any real power or punch to it. When Monoma told Deku, "I know that about your quirk" in a previous chapter, I believe it was this accumulation factor that he was referring to. Also, I love that Horikoshi puts in this little scene with Deku where he goes, "Thank God for that mechanism. I'm so glad that Monoma was unable to use the full power of my quirk because his limbs would have blown off." And so many people were talking about this possibility when discussing the Monoma copying One for All theories. Although, you guys probably would have wanted to see that happen. Sickos. As always, thanks for watching. My final thoughts on this chapter are, if Monoma's no use here and out of the picture, how is Eri gonna master her rewind quirk? It's something she still considers a curse, not a gift. But I believe, like Deku, she can make that power her own. Let me know in the comments how she's gonna do this. Also, leave your thoughts and your theories about who Shirakumo could be, as well as this little revelation that Deku might have the same power as All for One. If you like these manga reviews and My Hero Academia content, consider enrolling at UA today by clicking the subscribe button down below. And until next time, plus ultra.